Imagine realizing that a single, simple, missed deadline is going to cost you thousands of extra dollars for the rest of your life. Well, when it comes to Medicare, that is a very real, very scary possibility. Hello everyone and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into Mastering Medicare Enrollment, your ultimate guide to navigating the General Enrollment Period. Look, I know dealing with federal healthcare bureaucracy can feel a lot like navigating a maze blindfolded, and the financial stakes are massively high. But don't worry, we've got you covered. If you're a focused learner trying to cut through all the confusing noise, you are exactly in the right place. My goal today is to take this complex, high-stakes process and make it incredibly simple and completely actionable for you. So let's get right into it.
10%. Now, you might be thinking, oh, a 10% late fee? No big deal. But this isn't a one-time penalty. It is a permanent, compounding penalty. If you miss your initial window to sign up for Medicare Part B, the government actually adds a 10% penalty to your monthly premium for every full 12-month period you delay. And here is the real kicker. That penalty lasts for the rest of your life. To put that into perspective for you, with the 2026 standard Part B premium sitting at over $200, waiting just 2 extra years to enroll means you're going to be paying an extra $40 every single month, forever. We absolutely want to avoid that at all costs.
So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll cover the cost of missing out, understanding the GEP lifeline, a step-by-step enrollment guide, avoiding common Medicare pitfalls, securing comprehensive health coverage, and finally, your next steps and helpful resources.
Section 1. The cost of missing out. Let's talk about why timing is absolutely everything here.
Your initial enrollment period, or IEP, is a very specific 7-month window. It begins exactly 3 months before your 65th birthday, it includes your birthday month, and then it extends for 3 months after. Now, if you happen to already be receiving Social Security retirement benefits, you basically get a free pass here. You're usually automatically enrolled in Medicare Parts A and B, and your card will just magically show up in the mail. But if you aren't drawing Social Security yet, the burden is entirely on you to proactively apply during this exact 7-month window.
And what happens if you miss that window? Well, the danger is pretty severe. Like we touched on earlier, those late enrollment penalties are not just a one-time slap on the wrist. That 10% premium increase stacks up for every 12 months you delay, and it usually stays with you for life. The absolute only way you can avoid this lifelong financial burden is if you qualify for what's called a Special Enrollment Period, or SEP. You typically get one of these if you have creditable coverage. Think health insurance from your current employer, or your spouse's current employer, assuming that company has 20 or more employees. If you don't have that and you miss your IEP, you are officially in the penalty zone.
Section 2. Understanding the GEP lifeline. This is your annual safety net.
Enter the General Enrollment Period, or GEP. If you are currently sitting there unprotected, you need to think of the GEP as your ultimate safety net. It was specifically designed for people who find themselves caught without healthcare coverage, staring down those scary lifetime late penalties, and unable to qualify for a special enrollment period. This is your annual opportunity for redemption. It's your chance to finally get into the Medicare system and stop that penalty clock from ticking any further.
Now, the GEP isn't just a free-for-all. It is a very strict, recurring, chronological window. It opens every single year on January 1st and slams shut on March 31st. But I do have some fantastic news for you here. Thanks to a recent rule change, you no longer have to wait all the way until July for your coverage to actually kick in. If you use the GEP now, your Medicare coverage officially starts the first day of the month immediately following your enrollment. So if you sign up in February, boom, you are covered on March 1st.
Section 3. Step-by-step enrollment guide. Let's get into exactly how to apply.
Okay, so what you're looking at here is Form CMS 40B. This is the official application for enrollment in Medicare Part B. I know government forms can seem intimidating, but it's really just a single, straightforward form. According to the government's own estimates, it only takes about 15 minutes to complete. And honestly, for once, the government might actually be right about that. Please, do not let the fear of paperwork delay your healthcare.
So how do you actually submit that form once you're ready? You have 3 distinct options. Step 1, and this is the one we highly recommend, just go online. It's the absolute fastest method. Visit ssa.gov, which is the Social Security Administration's website. It's available 24/7, and you get immediate confirmation. Step 2, you can enroll by phone by calling Social Security directly. Or Step 3, you can go in person to your local Social Security office. Just a quick note, if you are trying to prove you had employer coverage to avoid a penalty, you'll also need your employer to fill out Form CMSL 564, and you'll need to bring that with you.
Okay, lean in for this one because this is a vital insider tip straight from the official sources. When you are filling out that CMS 40B form, whether you're doing it online or on paper, go down to the remarks section and explicitly write out, "I want Part B coverage to begin," and insert the month and year. This ensures the Social Security Administration has absolutely zero confusion about exactly when to initiate your much-needed coverage. Don't leave it to chance, just spell it out for them.
Section 4. Avoiding common Medicare pitfalls. Let's make sure you don't get locked out.
To really understand this, let's walk through a quick story about a guy named Fred. Fred turned 65 in March. Because he was already getting Social Security, he got Part A automatically. Great, right? But he didn't realize he needed to manually sign up for Part B, so he completely missed his 7-month initial enrollment period. Suddenly, it's August. Fred isn't working, he has no group health benefits, and he realizes he is completely exposed without outpatient health coverage. Can he just sign up right then in August? Nope. And this is Fred's big mistake. Because he missed his IEP and he doesn't have special employer coverage, Fred is locked out. He has to wait 5 long, terrifying months completely unprotected until the GEP opens on January 1st. If he applies right away in January, his Part B coverage will finally begin on February 1st. It is a really harsh reality just for missing a deadline.
Section 5. Securing comprehensive health coverage. Let's look beyond original Medicare.
When you finally get your Part B through the General Enrollment Period, it actually triggers new windows for you to buy private supplemental insurance. If you want a Medicare Advantage plan that's Part C, you get a 2-month special election period that starts right from your Part B effective date. Or, if you prefer to stick with original Medicare and just add a Medigap supplement plan to cover the leftover costs, you get a golden 6-month open enrollment window. During those 6 months, it's guaranteed issue, meaning they literally cannot deny you or charge you more based on your health history. But pay super close attention to that last row regarding Part D prescription drug plans. In a scenario like Fred's, because he already had Part A active before using the GEP for Part B, he actually cannot enroll in a standalone Part D drug plan during the GEP. His only workaround is to use his 2-month window to switch into a bundled Medicare Advantage plan that includes drugs. It's a massive trap for the unwary.
And that brings me to this absolutely critical piece of advice. Just like Part B, Part D prescription drug plans have their own permanent late enrollment penalties if you go without creditable drug coverage. Listen, even if you are as healthy as a horse today and take 0 medications, enrolling in a cheap Part D plan when you are first eligible prevents you from falling into another lifelong penalty trap. You can always upgrade that plan later if your health needs happen to change.
Section 6. Next steps and helpful resources. Let's talk about taking action today.
So here is your action checklist. First, gather your vital documents, your Social Security number, your existing Medicare card if you already have Part A, and your proof of residency. Second, and honestly, this is perhaps the absolute best resource available to you, contact SHIP. That stands for the State Health Insurance Assistance Program. You can find them at shiphelp.org or just call 877-839-2675. Why SHIP? Because they are government-funded counselors who provide highly trained, completely unbiased, and totally free personalized Medicare counseling. They are not there to sell you insurance, they are just there to advocate for you. And finally, when you are ready, head directly to Medicare.gov or SSA.gov to process your official applications. So, I'll leave you with this final, important thought. Will you let a missed deadline dictate your lifelong healthcare costs? Or will you take control? Mark your calendar for the General Enrollment Period between January 1st and March 31st and secure your financial and physical future. The stakes of a compounding 10% penalty are just way too high to ignore. Use the tools we discussed today, reach out to a SHIP counselor, and get yourself protected.
Finally, please just keep in mind that the information provided in this explainer is for general educational purposes only. Everyone's healthcare situation is incredibly unique, so please make sure to consult official resources like SHIP or a licensed professional advisor to get personalized Medicare advice tailored to you. But remember, the clock is ticking, and your health and your wealth are on the line. Don't wait to take control. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and here's to mastering your Medicare journey.